Welcome back to the Minsan Football Show presented by Upstream Sports TV. I'm Clara Manzano, your host for tonight. Joining me, of course, front and center. We've got Jing Hamlang. And to my leftmost or right side of your screen, we've got Diego Cordero. A special shout out to the teams, of course, who have their jerseys behind us. Thank you for sending them. So, you guys are my 5 favorite teams. And you will make it to the, top 5. So, first team to give will make it to the championship round. Possibly. One slot up for grabs. So, send it right here, of course. So we are back here tonight to break down another weekend of PFL action as well as to preview what we have going down on the weekend. And again, we have the Minsan Football Show on Wednesdays kapag may games so weekend. But it's a Tuesday today, of course. We have some national team games. May trabaho mga tao rito here. Tomorrow, we'll see you there. But before anything else, we would like to thank our drinks partner, Thirst. Kickoff savings this football season. Use code PFL2025 on the Thirst app for special discounts. Thirst is the Philippines' only beverage marketplace. Download the Thirst app today wherever you get your apps. All right, there you go. But before we get going, kasi masyadong excited ako, first and foremost, we want to invite everyone to support the FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup, which is going to be hosted right here. Those games are going to be at Phil Sports Arena. So, Philippines, of course, in Group A, there will be matches, of course. The Philippines will square off with Poland, Morocco, and Argentina. Those games are November 21, 24, and 27. So, those games are at night. So, perfect timing. We hope to see you there. The full tournament, of course, given it's not just Philippines or Group A competing, as a whole slate of world-class teams. That's going to be from November 21 to December 7. So, for details, of course, head to FIFA.com/tickets. And the details, tickets are at 1,399 for the most expensive seats. And the second tier is at 699. And the third one at 499 open seating in the higher sections. But those are essentially day passes. So, one ticket, you get to catch all the games on that day. So, napakasulit siya. So, of course, we'll also catch you there as we're just carrying on this full slate of football, as I call it. Eat all you can football games, pero kasama dyan futsal, of course. So, let's circle back to football and talk about the PFL games that we had last weekend. And we're going to run through the results. But first, all highlights videos and videos on demand are available on youtube.com/WeArePFL. Make sure to check them out. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And okay, recent games. Jing, Diego, Stallion Laguna, Philippine Army, 7-0. Who wants to break that one down here? I broke that. I did my part. I'm doing this. Go ahead, Jegs.
Yeah, I called this game with Vinny. Good performance from Stallion. Again, they lost to Kaya, so they want to bounce back. And bounce back, they did. Shrock with the goal after a few minutes. And then 6 from Finn McDaniel. Nothing more you could ask for from Finn McDaniel. He's now the league's top goal scorer at 8.
Yep.
So I think he's now going to lead the Golden Boot race. And what a boost that was for the Golden Boot race. But Stallion in general, good win. Again, they needed to bounce back. For Philippine Army, on the other hand, it's getting a bit too familiar now to see a result like this. Hopefully for their sake.
Stallion Laguna, yung mga galit kasi top scorer ulit si Finn McDaniel so far in the Golden Boot race, si Sekou Cisse. Of course, he says that's rightfully his since he's the reigning champ, of course, for the Golden Boot race. Anything you wanted to add to that Stallion Army game, Jing, or do you want to carry over already to the Maharlika Valenzuela game?
I just think it's ridiculous that Finn McDaniel, after arriving in the season later than everybody else, has already at the top of the charts. And a double hat trick. It's not something that you see very often. So, I mean, obviously, it's in a game against a team that has conceded 43 goals so far this season. So, it's a team that has been succumbing to a lot. But still, you have to put the ball in the back of the net, and it's not easy. And Finn McDaniel needs to get his credit for banging in 6. That's incredible. Well done.
All right. So actually, when we were talking about him coming back, he said he wore number 15 or opted to wear number 14 because that's what he wore in Germany. And of course, player registration, someone already took the number 8, so you can't really change things ano yan, mid-season. So that's just a bit of the story. But let's get with that Maharlika game, 7-0 versus Valenzuela, PB, Menjola. When we were looking at the goal scores, balanced attack, no, Jing? Dito for Maharlika.
Yeah, very, very impressive performance mula sa Maharlika FC. I think, these are some of the games that will really set them apart as a top 6 team. Previously, of course, Maharlika struggled against sides like this or would get over the line, but not without a struggle. And this one was very one-sided, very impressive, very professional performance from them. And, a couple braces from Chimo Ozoka and Eric Giganto. I think it showed the dynamic of just how much firepower they have. Eric Giganto started the game. Chimo Ozoka was a substitute. In fact, they were able to bring on Chimo Ozoka, Kentaro Miyagi, and Ivan Owano. All of these players are national team caliber players.
That's right.
That you could bring off the bench to change a game. That's how well they've recruited throughout this transfer window. So I think Maharlika is poised now that they're starting to get familiar with the system to really mount a threat. So a performance like this against a side that, yeah, sure, they're struggling, Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola, but the way they were dispatched is what impressed me the most. The performance was fantastic.
Hence, the numbers or the scoreboard did the talking here, did justice to the way they performed on the pitch. For Valenzuela, PB, Menjola, up and down, you could say. Sometimes they're able to bag the result. Parang may pagka-inconsistency.
Yung masakit sa kanila is they missed the penalty.
Yeah, that was because it was at 1-0. The game's still close. Balut Doctor has a chance to make it 1-1, and then from 1-1, you could say it's wide open. But again, the fine margins, and in the end, the scoreline wasn't a fine margin. For Valenzuela, PB, Menjola, you do say that it's gonna be tough now with their upcoming run of games or with the opponents they have to play against to get their next win. Again, they already have one this season that came against Army with a 1-0 win. Let's see if they can pick themselves up, because there were actually some moments in that game where they did create some openings. Again, they won a penalty. But for Maharlika, I think this game was theirs for the taking, and yeah, they'll be really happy with the 7-0 win.
Gotta put those chances away. But when we head over to match number 30, Cebu, 4-0 versus Tuloy FC. I mean, you could say it's a bit expected, but I'm sure Tuloy came down swinging. What is surprising, Tuloy did not do their thing of bag a goal and give us a highlight. Na-spoil din tayo. Where's the Tuloy goal, man? I mean, if they have a bad day, they still remember what we were talking about? They still score. They give us fantastic goals.
I think that was the expectation, that we were going to get at least one from Tuloy in this game, but they didn't quite have the shooting boots in this game, and they didn't quite have the same level of connection that we really, associate with them. In fact, they give away a lot of cheap balls to Cebu in this one, where they shot themselves in the foot, and it kind of highlighted some of the criticism that's being lobbied at them, where kailangan nyo ba ganyan lang kayo maglalaro? Is there other ways to approach a game? And again, it's about sticking true to their approach, and you live and die with it, right? And fair play to them for sticking to their guns regardless of the situation. But in recent times, you can't help but highlight the negatives of their approach as well, because yun yung nakikita natin on the pitch at this point in time. So unfortunate for Tuloy, but at the same time, an important victory for Dynamic Herbs Cebu. They need to get their season up and running, and it's important that they bag these types of wins and do it in a professional manner.
With Cebu, of course, Diego, 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers. Andes, Corsame, Sudo, Bond. They got production. I think something where they were struggling at for a while, because there's a point in time. Surico, Andes, bahala dyan, di ba?
Yeah.
But not the case here.
Yeah, and it wasn't just 4 different goal scorers, but they also had really good contributions off the bench. I remember Jing was pointing it out while we were calling the game that there was Bond, when Bond scored, it was his first touch off the bench. So congratulations to him, and that's should be credit also to Coach Glenn Ramos of Cebu that his changes worked. For Tuloy, on the other hand, yeah, as you guys mentioned, it wasn't what we're used to seeing from them. They didn't get that wonder goal like they always give us. But from what I remember, they actually created 1 or 2 chances. I think Jerry D tipped the ball onto the crossbar at one point. But in the end, I think Cebu will be happy. There were times in the game that they didn't fully control the game, but at the same time, a win is a win. Clean sheet is a clean sheet, and their next game is really tough. So a win would help them really good. So yeah, I think straightforward and business as usual for Cebu.
Ang tanong doon, like, is this going to be the breakout game when you talk about offensive support? Recondes broke out. Will the other guys be able to do so? Papu Korsam has been scoring also as of late. To the next game, of course, Aguilas UMAC FC 3, DB Garelli 0, and Aguilas walking the top. Favorites, they bagged that result, right? Jago, your take or assessment on that one. Aguilas, you've been doing or crunching the results. They've been on fire as of late.
Yeah, so if you would have started the season at match day 3, which is when Coach Frank took over, they would be on top of the table, and they've been the only team since that point in the season to be perfect. So they continued it here. Clean sheet is also important because it's not just your attack that you need in order to finish in the top 6 and maybe for a title. It's also your defense. Even more importantly, in fact, that you have a good defense if you're gonna chase a trophy later on in the season. They showed it here. Straightforward performance, not too many goals against a side they were expected to beat anyway. But nevertheless, the momentum keeps going. That's now 4 wins out of 4 for Aguilas ever since Coach Frank took the helm.
There you go. Some interesting, you could say, observations or trends. But when we get to the penultimate game of that weekend, of course, Taguig FC 1, Kaya FC Iloilo 0. Did you expect that, Jing?
I think it was going to be a close game. I expected it to be a tight one, and but I did expect that there would be some troubles with Kaya in this one because of the fact that they had played back-to-back games, including a Champions League contest. So you could see that they shuffled their lineup quite a bit for this game. You'd still expect them to get over the line considering how Taguig performed against Manila Digger, but I think Taguig made the right adjustments. I think they were able to regroup after that defeat to Manila Digger, and they got things right here. But again, it was a set piece to settle a very tight game. It wasn't a lot in it. Kaya still were able to mount a lot of attacks and make the game close. However, in my opinion, for the grand scheme of things, this is great for the league, right? If speaking as a pure neutral, this is exactly what you want, because if Kaya creates too much of a distance early on, it might make the league into a formality. And right now what we're seeing is it's extremely tight now, right? With Taguig playing a game behind, they're within touching distance of Kaya FC Iloilo, and Manila Digger is just a point behind Kaya FC now. So it's very exciting how things can change throughout the next few weeks.
We also have a look, of course, in the table. 3 points separating 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Man,
Fantastic.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been totally different if, let's say, Kaya bagged that win and be at 18 and they have a relatively comfortable gap. But not the case here, of course. So, wow, 5 teams, of course. And we're only going to have a few games in the weekend. So that's really gonna shake things up. But for you, Jago, Taguig, are you shocked? Is this an upset or not?
I think technically, actually, Reichelt said it after the game. It shouldn't be a surprise. Again, it is a surprise, of course, because Kaya were undefeated, haven't conceded a goal. But it shouldn't be a surprise when you look at the names in that Taguig team, and those names showed up that night. But actually, it was also their new signings that were
I was gonna say.
impressive that night. Hartman, their well-established midfielder, we all know about him. Sato, Reichelt, but also their new signings, Kupic, Akoto, who scored.
Goal score, yep.
Other new signings as well that contributed that night. It was a perfect night for Taguig, and they didn't control the game, but they stayed compact when it mattered. When Kaya was having possession, they didn't let that get to them. And then they got the 3 points, the 3 points that blows the title race really wide open for the table standings at the moment.
Now, I saw also there, that goal was off a corner kick. So, Jing, looks like Taguig just made it count. But Kaya, they had their fair share of chances too.
Yeah.
In this game. Yeah.
For sure. But it was a Ghanaian man who scored against them, and one who was kind of an unknown to all of us. And that momentary lapse of concentration, I believe, at the back post. Unfortunately, I believe it was Fitch Arboleda who lost his man. Who, I was doing a bit of research. Fitch Arboleda is actually the top appearance man in all of the Philippines football league.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that also.
Over
at the time
100
this
appearances. He's going to be pretty disappointed that he let the guy loose. But, these are the games that will decide a title. And it's beautiful to see that the Philippines Football League now is creating a dynamic where nothing is sure, particularly against the teams that are going to be title contenders, right? You mentioned 3 points between top 1 and 5. The crazy thing is that list includes Maharlika. That list includes Aguilas. It does not include Stallion and Dynamic Herb Cebu, who you would imagine they're going to mount an attack at some point in the season, right? So, lumalaki na yung cast of contenders, and more and more every week now, it's going to be more of a, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to get, and I love that. I love that aspect to it, that it's more difficult to gauge now who's going to win games.
Here, of course. Second that. Anything, Diego, with the way table's been shaping up because of the results that we got to see here and there last weekend, yeah.
Well, as a neutral, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm loving the tight race because I just want it to be uncertain in a good way, that every game, especially between the top 6 or / top 7, because of the way the race is, that you're not sure who's gonna win. And that's what we're getting at the moment. So I'm really happy with the way the league is panning out.
So there you go. Pretty much we got to wrap up the results from last weekend. We are going to carry on. Let's move on to our newest segment, the PFL Hot Takes. A fast segment where hosts share bold opinions about the PFL so far, from player form to league storylines, maybe even random ideas. Sabihin na natin parang brainstorming session where you get to say yay or nay. My turn because I wasn't around last time, right?
Wala. Pag absent, wala nang bawi-bawi.
Ako ba? I had this idea in my mind for a few years already, but
Sige
wala
na,
namang platform.
Go for it. We'll put these cards next
Better
to
bring
us.
out the red. Players, I mean, of course, this part could be fine-tuned. If you play your high school football or college football in the Philippines, you can play in the PFL as a local. You're essentially a grassroots player. Pero mga foreigners to ah. If you're a foreigner, but you're homegrown, you played your football in the Philippine ranks, I'm saying high school varsity, college varsity, you play in the PFL as a local. Extra flexibility.
That is interesting.
Woohoo! Let's go, baby! Oh, come on, man!
No. Yellow is, there's obviously going to be some reservations towards that.
Pwede wala.
But I would say that's a very interesting idea.
I'm gonna give a yellow also because there are parts I like and parts I could think could be more refined.
Yep.
But that is really interesting because I've never thought about that. Where did that come from?
You're looking at the guy right here.
No, I mean like the idea.
Random thoughts. Oh, okay.
Random
Thank you for a legit answer. I'll give you legit answer. So, as you guys know, I watch hoops also.
Yeah.
Kirk Long played in the UAAP. This guy's American. I know he was born in the Philippines too. Speaks really good Filipino, maybe better than the three of us combined too. I mean that in a good way. Played high school basketball for Faith Academy. Played for Ateneo Blue Eagles in the UAP. Can't play in the PBA. There was this talk in the news also where, maybe there should be an exception for guys like him, because when they say he's one of us, kasi homegrown din siya. Went through like the same system where other guys got to learn the hoops. So in this situation, this guy, not Filipino, maybe, for example, in the football perspective, he's a foreigner, but he learned his football here, locally.
Yeah.
So maybe he deserves to be one of us.
That is very interesting, and I would say I largely agree with it. Maybe not for, kunyari nag-college ka 1 year lang.
Yeah, that's why there's the rules
Diba?
that will have to be fine-tuned.
Siguro
next
kung
year.
medyo high school, game pa ako
Yeah.
dyan eh. Okay, sige, at least 4 years ka sa Pilipinas, tapos tsaka ka pumasok ng professional game.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll give you that. I think that might be a minimum and a jumping off point. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Hot take lang naman. So, I mean, if I had all the time in the world, I'll go, I'm gonna start writing guidelines or regulations,
Yeah.
but a hot take lang just to share. I mean, you guys like the idea. You can drop the yellow cards. You can solve the yellow
We're just gonna be like, good.
All right.
Play on.
Alright.
Ganun pala dapat.
So ito yung yellow card pero play on. Alam mo yan. Wala yung free kick mo na dito. Okay.
Who's next?
Yeah, let's go. Who is next? It is predetermined actually here on the screen. Or I can just point to one of you guys. But Jing, you have something here to share here, right?
Yeah. This one is not about players. It's not about teams. It's actually about referees. And my hot take is that refereeing is one of the most prestigious jobs that you could have in football, and one that has the most privilege outside of being a player and a coach. That's my take.
I'm gonna give you a yellow card. Prestigious, I will say they are unsung heroes. Like, it is a hard job. It's an absolutely important job. No one wants to do it, or a few only want to do it. You know, like, it's a tough job. Not all are interested, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
Pero the reason why I'm just saying that, it's super important, but people don't give it, do you call it the glamour it's due or the credit it deserves?
That's what I would like to expound upon. Jay,
Yeah.
what do you think about that
Yeah,
take?
I think I would have also have given it a yellow card because I agree with what Clar said. It's probably the most difficult position on the pitch when there's a contested 50-50. The last person I want to be in the whole stadium is a referee, linesman, or whoever's making the call. Because at the end of the day, also, we don't have VAR in the Philippines. It's up to them, solely up to them to make the decisions that influence a football match. So it's extra harder. You know, referees in other countries, you could say, have it slightly easier because they have the backup of VAR. We don't have that here. So the referees here, yeah, as Clar said, unsung heroes. And that's why I somewhat agree with that. That's why the yellow card was shown from my end.
Here's what I think.
All right.
Super important in a game is to have a good referee, right? The reason why not more people are going into refereeing is because they don't fully understand just how much of a privilege it is to be so up close to a game and to have the capability to ensure that the contest is played in the right spirit and in the right manner, right? If you have good intentions and you have the right mindset in controlling a match, knowing that you are part of the contest, you're not just you're not like an arbiter that's over the game. No, you're part of the contest. You know, you have to be in the right spot. You have to be conversing with the players, communicating with them as well, letting them know what you're expecting of a match. You're part of the fabric of the game. It's important. It's a point of privilege because you're going to be in one of the most unique positions to experience a match, some of the biggest games possible, and you have so much upside if you do well here in the Philippines. There's AFC contests, there's international matches of all different levels. Challenge League, AFC, Champions League 2, Champions League, Elite. You can go into international matches from under 17 onwards. There's so much potential for you to go out there and grow as an individual and as an official. It's a great profession to have. You're involved in the game. You got to stay fit. And granted, maybe you don't have the capability to play or coach, but man, that's the next best thing, right? And what we need in the game are more people to be enthusiastic about being part of the game in that capacity. And that's the reason why that is my hot take for today. It's also a sales pitch for more referees.
Oh, there you go. Take that out there, of course. What you're saying is like, oh, I'm in a position to make a difference.
Yeah.
That's what
And you're a linchpin. You're a huge part of the game, right? We can't just, be, critical of referees. We have to be trying to uplift them and make them a part and parcel of the game. And, that status that you could bring, if it's not as lucrative as other positions, definitely they need to enjoy that status of being looked up upon as being a bastion of the sport, So I think that's something that we need to work on as a collective to make sure that we put referees in the high regard that they deserve to be.
Splendid, yeah. But is it save the best for last? Because
Yes.
Diego is the last
Yes.
here, of course, to share your hot take, of course, what you have in the bag.
You know what? Firstly, before that, I like how different our hot takes are gonna be because one was about homegrown / local slots. The other was about referees.
Yep.
Mine's about a team.
All
Or a team's finish rather. My hot take is that the Aguilas UMAC FC are gonna go the rest of round 1 undefeated. That is my hot take. That is. Oh wait, I'll let you guys give the card first before.
wait.
Hindi, bago mag-card, mag-iisip mo na, magdadayo ako, magbabar ako.
I gotta make sure I have an idea of.
Again, for the audience that may have not heard it, my hot take is that the Aguilas UMAC FC will go undefeated for the rest of round 1. That's now until when we go into the winter break. And then I think there's a little bit of round 1 in January /
Meron yan sa January.
Basta there's a round 1 period next year. So my hot take is that for the rest of round 1, Aguilas will not lose a game.
That is.
I'm gonna do the rough
Big
math in my
shot.
head. So they play against Kaya, one Taguig. They're still gonna play Stallion in Cebu. Yep, there's Cebu game coming up. I ain't giving you a card, man. I ain't giving you-
They have Cebu, Stallion, Mendiola, Manila Digger. In that order. Oof.
I ain't giving you a card, man.
I think that is a big shot. I give it a red card. I am a believer in Aguilas and their potential, but that is just too many landmines. You're gonna step on something, man. Okay, that's my take. What's yours, Claro? Be firm.
Oh, I shared mine already.
You're good.
I said, I'm good, man. I
You
ain't
think
giving
you think
nothing.
Aguilas are gonna? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with
All
form.
right.
I'll go with form.
Bold.
Not that I want this to happen, but Manila Dig. I went to Aguilas and Digger play.
Yeah.
In my head, it's just Digger may be tired. They may have some wear and tear. I'm assuming that they're just playing after challenge.
Just unbeaten. Or is
Yeah,
it?
So pwede,
That's
basta
not-
panalo
Pwedeng
ko
draw.
yun.
Yeah,
Pwedeng
yeah,
draw.
yeah.
Okay.
Fair naman.
Hindi pa rin ako naniniwala. Feeling ko may makakaisa sa kanila.
Yeah, but I will go with that, of course. I'm very curious though. The biggest hurdle there will be Manila Digger.
Yeah, for sure.
Kailan yung laban nila? Aguilas and Manila
Disrespect, guys. Stallion's probably like, what? What are you guys talking about? And then also the next game against Cebu, I think, yeah, it leads perfectly into next week because, we've got the Cebu game that is going to be the first big test for them where they've been on this run and now they're going to go up against a real contender. They lifted a trophy last year in the final series. They might not have gotten everything going just yet, but Cebu is a big team. And if they do get that 3 points there, then their chances against Stallion is higher, I would say. But phew, that is a bold take to make.
I am not going to retract my statement despite of what you said. You definitely have valid points, Ching. Pero yung mangyayari, lahat ng mga Leyland branch, wanted dead or alive, mukha ni Diego. Nandun. There's a Leyland branch near my house, man.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
see your face on that.
We'll revisit this. It's gonna be one to revisit very soon, in my opinion. So yeah, that's a good take.
Ay wait, pati yung mga Gilligan's branch kasi Stallion, di ba?
Wala. Sumubo ka nag-order ng sisig doon. Anong pangalan mo ulit? Malabo.
There's another hot take here that's just the same or
Tara.
similar here.
Let's go.
We got, is this Luis? Anyway, we got St. Louis. Ito.
Oh, si Luis Josh Manabat yan. Oh.
Yeah, okay, this is Luis. He's saying Manila Digger will win the league.
What do you think of that take?
I'm gonna give it a yellow.
Wow.
I'm gonna give that a yellow.
Just a caution. Just a
Yeah.
caution there.
They still have a chance.
You'll allow
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Never underestimate the Manila Digger superheroes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as ayaw ni Seiko Sisei, Superman ang tawag ko sa kanya, those guys are fantastic.
Yeah.
They got a chance, but there's gonna be a lot of opposition. You look at the table. Medyo magalo na ngayon yung table eh. It's not just Manila Digger Kaya. It's a lot of them. Royal Rumble siya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're thinking that they have a shot. You're not gonna.
That Manila Digger will win.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. Oh yeah, you're right, man. You're kind of right.
My chance.
Yeah, my chance lang.
My chance.
I'm
Hindi
also gonna
guaranteed.
give this a yellow because, by the way, I watched Manila Digger play in the AFC Challenge League while the Sunday games were happening in the PWNT. They won 3-1
Yeah.
against Ezra FC.
Yes.
But I remember watching a pre-match interview of, I think it was Toure or Usman Guy, I forgot which of the two, and they were so confident going into it. So there's just this energy in that team right now that says that they believe, at least whether or not it's gonna happen, different story, but they believe that they're gonna go all the way. And you also look at their team, really strong team with a core that has stayed since last season. So if they were to win any trophy in the PFL, you'd imagine that after coming off a season where they were a point adrift, that this season could be the season for them. So that's why yellow card, but more of one of those soft yellow cards.
There you go. I was waiting.
Yeah,
I was
you know
waiting
those
for that.
tactical fouls where they give yellow cards. Yeah. So that type of
Ayun,
yellow
mga
card.
dogzo denial,
Yeah,
obvious
yeah.
goal scoring opportunity. All right, Babu Car story. That guy can walk the talk. You're saying he's talented. He scored in that game.
Yeah.
In the AFC Challenge League. So there you go. Pretty much.
No, I think it's a bold take and a fair take to make, right? I just don't think they have it in them yet, right? They're too inconsistent because there's no how should you say? It's difficult to expect something from Manila Digger of what you're gonna get from them every week, right? And again, this is a marathon, not a sprint. I think they're great if they're gonna go up against these tough teams from time to time, but I think they're liable to stumble against the like of Maharlika. They're likely to stumble against the likes of the Aguilas and they're not gonna be, maybe they'll be up for the big games, but you don't know. I mean, there's too many stumbling blocks right now, and the way they've been scoring hasn't been in a way that has been consistent. Like ito yung style nila, and it's gonna be like this over and over again. No, I think they're too unpredictable. And to the point of the game in the Challenge League, look at the lineup. That lineup was not the same mix that you would have in a PFL game. It was mostly foreigners.
Three Pinoys.
Right?
Kenji Nishoka, Mike Asong, Ziggy Taninko.
So you're playing to the rules of the AFC now, which doesn't prohibit you from playing a foreign-dominated lineup. But you need to reintegrate these Filipinos into your lineup for the PFL. And what impact does that have on your Filipino players that you did not play them for the Challenge League? No, you don't trust me for these big games. You're disrupting my confidence as a person who is a mainstay in the PFL. So now you're creating a little bit of a dynamic where this might create a bit of tension in your squad, right? I'm not sowing discontent. I'm just saying it may happen, right? And in the PFL, you want to have that stability over the course of 9 months. It's a fantastic competition. Now we get to do this from August to May. You got to have the capacity to keep that going for a long period of time. It's no longer a quick league. And I think Manila Digger, right now, their approach and the way they're doing things doesn't lend itself to a long and stable, consistent push for the title. But I like your backing of them, Luis. Huh? It's good that Manila Digger is getting that support, being that they're a new team. I just don't think it's quite the time.
Okay, because of what Ching said. I'm withdrawing. No, I'm just kidding.
Hindi ata ako pwede mag-referee, guys. Trigger happy ako sa red card. Hindi! Akong batas dito.
I was gonna upgrade my. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to make it a little bit extra dramatic. Jing, monitor your DMs within the next 48 hours, and our friends from Manila Digger will message you. So let's carry on, of course, there. And with that, we'd like to thank once again our drinks partner, Thirst. Sakto actually sa kwentuhan natin here. Kickoff savings this football season. Use the code PFL 2025 on the Thirst app for special discounts. And of course, Thirst is the only beverage marketplace, of course, in the Philippines. So do download the app. So let's get to it. Weekend matchups. Now that we've done and dusted, of course. All games will be live streamed on youtube.com/wearepfl. Don't you forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and get notified when the games are on. So, no games on Saturday. Those November 2 games, that is a Sunday. Pero, triple header siya. So that's gonna be an opportunity, as we've said, to really cause havoc in the standings. At 3 o'clock, we've got DV Garelli versus Kaya FC Iloilo. And at 5:45, second game, Maharlika FC versus Taguig. At 8:30, there's Aguilas UMAC FC and Cebu for our main event. And also, now the reason why, again, as we mentioned, why we are having this show on a Tuesday night, we have the Philippines, the women's national football team, will be squaring off with Uzbekistan tomorrow at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila. And afterwards, there will be a performance, of course, from Mayonnaise. That will be after full time. So we hope to see you there. Hala, nagpapa-predictions.
Diego, yung Mayonnaise, malaking banda yun.
Yes, Jag.
Sikat sila.
I just wanted to say when Natar's like, damn, I know them. Diego doesn't.
Sila yung ano lang music laban ng 2004. Para lang for your information.
Oh man. I mean, they're a cool band, but I'm like, Diego doesn't know them. Does that mean I'm also getting old? Oh, man. So, kailangan predictions, boss? Predictions for the game?
Wala ko alam.
Sabihin ko na lang, I'm hoping 2-0.
For the game against Uzbekistan?
Yeah, Philippines, hopefully.
I'm hopeful for that one, because it's been a while since we've seen the team getting some consistent runs in the Philippines.
Right.
It's nice to see the Filipinos more active at home. So I hope they put on a good show and then everybody comes out to support. What about you, Diego?
Yeah, you got a prediction. It's out of the bag. Yeah.
I'm hoping for a 3-0. But then, that's because, again, we lost in our last friendly. So it's been a
Back
while
home.
since we've actually seen them win at our home venue. So I want, like, a convincing win. But it's not going to be easy because Uzbekistan are no slouches. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But I hope for a positive result.
Be prepared to become a meme. That's to all of us, of course. But once again, in case you guys missed it, we would like to invite everyone once more to support the FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup. 3 categories again for the tickets. Napakasulit to. Actually very affordable considering that it's a world-class tournament. 1,000, it's only about 1,700, right, for your tickets, or 1,399 for premium seating. And there's the lower tiers, of course. Philippines and Poland will square off on November 21, and Philippines once more will face Morocco on November 24. And afterwards, last game in the group stage versus Argentina on November 27. Whole tournament is from November 21 to December 7. Support the whole thing, of course. I mean, if you have time.
It's Friday and Monday are the first 2 games, right?
That's right.
Iyan mo na yan. Sulitin mo na yung absent mo. Diba? Ituloy-tuloy mo na yung weekend mo para overrated naman yung trabaho diba? So, mag-Monday, dire-diretso mo na yan. Pag Friday, manood ka, after work na yun Tapos mag-absent ka na ng Monday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, manood ka na ng Morocco.
Ayun. And then on the Minsan football social media, may excuse form. Fill up mo lang with your name,
ibigay mo
checklist.
to.
Yeah.
Valid excuse yan World tournament, diba?
Yeah, I filled that up to watch a few Dodgers games live back in the state. Pero we're gonna make that. Of course. So, there you go. We'll carry on, of course, here. I am absolutely looking forward to the World Cup. The tickets, of course, 1,399 at pababa. So 1,399, that's where, of course, you have premium seating. Cheapest section or category 3 is at 499. Lahat yan day pass. So you could, of course, enjoy your time there. Aircon pa! In Sports Arena.
Wow.
Of course. Head to FIFA.com/tickets for your information. And we want to thank you so much, of course, to our viewers. Shout out sa inyo. And there's a long list. We want to give them a shout out, of course. Let's name some people. Some crazy Philippine football fans: Carson Gutierrez, Pat Mendoza, our friend PFL Bible.
Yeah, Callum.
Yeah, Callum's always here. Perfect attendance, yan.
Uy.
Yeah. Eat Kek said good evening. One of the first guys to comment. Is this really you, Kuya Mick John? I just want to be sure, of course. But I want to give you a shout out, sa'yo, Kuya. Good evening. I hope you're doing
We
good.
love you referees, guys. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We appreciate your support.
No ref, no game. Yeah, true. Of course. No, I learned how to appreciate refs, I will say. I had to ref in Intrams. Like, man, this
Did
is a
you?
hard job. Yeah. But for basketball. Pero ako yung commissioner, mga ibang sports din.
Hindi sila kung magre-reklamo sila sa'yo din.
I didn't give a technical foul, actually. Anyway, yung game schedule nga natin ulit, guys. This is on Sunday, November 2. No games on Saturday. Okay? But hope that you come out for that triple header. DB Garelli will square off with Kaya. Kaya looking to bounce back, and the next game at 5:45, it will be Maharlika versus Taguig. The last one, 8:30, Aguilas versus Cebu. Any games you want to highlight here, Jago?
Well, the last two in particular are gonna be really one to watch. I think the thing to watch here is who's gonna get the 6-pointer, because I think those matches 34 and 35, are 2 6-pointers. So this Sunday is gonna be a really exciting round of games. The first one, you do say that for DB Garelli and Kaya FC Iloilo, there's gonna be an obvious favorite in Kaya. It's not gonna be like last week where they were coming off 3 games in 6 days, because they're gonna get a full week rest, and you'd imagine that they're gonna take Don Bosco Garelli to the sword. Yeah.
You know that thing with the Kaya game? Taguig just poked the bear. So you don't want to be Garelli facing Kaya team and just drop points, Jane. You know that, of course.
Yeah,
They're going to let it out here.
They're going to be eager to bounce back, that's for sure. And given that Don Bosco Garelli haven't exactly been on a tear, it's going to be a game that's prime for Kaya to bounce back and to gain that confidence once again. So you never know with these things, right? Don Bosco Garelli might have the capability to really make themselves difficult to break down, and Kaya might start to grow frustrated if they don't score within 20 to 25 minutes. They might start to get uneasy and start to force the issue. You never know how these things will pan out. But of course, as Diego said, there is a prime favorite, and our eyes are really focused solely on the 2 games that are gonna wrap up that evening. And they're massive games. They're really, really good games. And I haven't been this hyped going into a weekend in some time. Actually, that's a lie. There's so many good games these days. But I'm really, really enthusiastic about these next 2 ones, because malaking implication sa liga natin yung mga laban na to.
These are the games that you just look for. You know what I'm saying? Maybe someone has a tough week. Oh, there's this game. It's going to be so good. It's what just gets you to look forward to something also, and to keep you going. Jago, look out. Cebu versus the Aguilas game, right? Hey, that's going to be a good game, that's for sure.
And I'm hoping that my hot take doesn't crumble this early on, the very weekend after I made it. But it's going to be a good game, regardless. And 2 teams that won last week, 2 teams that are going to be in the top 6 race. Actually, same could be said also for the Maharlika and Taguig game. So I expect that a lot of things will happen in those games. Which way those games will go, I don't know. But thankfully, from a neutral's perspective, it's going to be really entertaining.
Well, if it doesn't work out, don't worry. There's a reason why it's called the hot take. All right, all aforementioned games that we just broke down will be at the Rizal Memorial Stadium and streamed on the PFL YouTube channel. Also, follow the PFL on TikTok _ we are PFL _ Subscribe to Upstream Sports TV for more emerging sports live streams and features. So, once again, my name is Clara Manzano, and joining me, of course, we've got Jane Hamlang, center, and to the right side of your screen for viewers, we've got Jago Cordero. And catch us again on the next installment of the Minsan Football Show, presented by Upstream Sports TV. Bye-bye, guys. See ya. I'm gonna get a card.